Let's turn now to Donald Trump, who joins us on the phone. Mr. Trump, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah.
I will mention at the top, because I know you'll remind me if I don't, that you still lead in every single poll. But this latest national poll by CNN does show a decrease for you. And more importantly, in all of the polls done post-debate, Carly Fiorina is surging. Do you consider her a threat?
Well, I think when people find out what a horrible job she did in business, running two companies into the ground, Lucent and HP, I think that, she lost to Barbara Boxer in a landslide. She was leading that race. It was a race that should have been won by the Republicans, and she got absolutely decimated in that race.
Why do you think she's surging now?
Because she's got a good line of pitter-patter. And it's if you listen to her speaking, it's the same line that I will speak to my friend Bibi Netanyahu, et cetera, et cetera. She says the same thing over and over and over, but a lot of the people didn't hear it in the debate, so they heard it for the first time.
It's
almost like robotic. Frankly, you look at it and it's robotic. But I think people will understand her soon. But when they look at her record of tremendous failure. Look, she took Lucent into the ground. She took HP into the ground, destroyed it. And, I think that, and then she ran for the Senate in a race that should have been won and lost because of the fact that she did so badly as a business leader. The head of the Yale School of Business, one of the heads, wrote a report that was one of the most vicious I've ever seen. I mean, it was true, but it was a very strong report. So I think, when people see her record, I don't see how she can possibly win. And the reason she lost when she ran for the Senate, and she lost in a landslide, is when her record was exposed.
Well, let's talk about you. Obviously, you've gotten a lot of attention for some comments that were made by a voter at a town hall late last week. The voter said, among other things, the problem in this country is Muslims. Now, you have since said that you know many Muslims. You have friends who are Muslim. You have said that they are excellent, fabulous, and great, and you have a great respect and love for them. If that's the case, why didn't you say that right then and there?
Well, I've said it always. I've never had a problem with Muslims. You do have an individual problem where you have some radicals that are causing problems, and I can be politically correct. Somebody said, oh, how can you say that? And I said, give me a break. It's all over the world. That's all we're talking about. You turn on the nightly news. You turn on the newscasts. No matter where you are, you have a problem. But people don't have to admit that, Savannah. Yeah. They can try and keep it nice and cool. But the fact is, you do have a problem, and it's a problem that has to be addressed.
I think there is this issue of radical Islam, but that's not what this voter said. He said the problem in this country is Muslims, and I guess my question to you is, would you have corrected him if he had said something like, the problem in this country is Christians, or the problem in this country is the Jewish
radical Islam. I assume, Savannah, that he was talking about radical Islam. And again, no matter where you turn, you're reading about it and you're seeing it. It's an amazing problem. It's a very big problem. Now, I fully understand the Muslims, great people, and I have many friends, and they're great friends. And by the way, they're concerned with radical Islam too. But I assume that that's what he was talking about.
Let me ask you one more thing about this. He also said the president is Muslim and the president is not an American. Do you take any responsibility for the popularity of those views when you yourself, for many, many years, were a big proponent of the notion that the president was not born in the United States? Do you bear any responsibility for the fact that voters who think that are attracted to your campaign?
Well, Savannah, he made statements. It's not my obligation to defend the president. And is the president going to defend me because last night during the Emmy Awards people said things about me? Or is the president going to hold a news conference and defend me today?
But the question is, do you feel responsible for attracting those views?
I don't think it's my obligation to defend him. I mean, I have no obligation to defend him, and most people agree with that. Now, when he makes his statements, he's asking me a question. I actually said nothing. This is the first time in my entire life that people have made something controversial with respect to me.
But I think that's because it's so striking, Donald, for you not to say something. That's why people think by remaining silent, you tacitly agreed.
Well, a man was asking a question, and I decided, why should I come to the defense of the president? He's not going to come to my defense, and I think most people agreed with what I did. As far as the polls are concerned, the only poll you didn't put up was the NBC poll, where I'm way at the top. I'm much more than double, and I don't understand why NBC is using a CNN poll, which was also a good poll. I'm leading by a lot. But the NBC poll that you announced yesterday was fantastic, and you didn't talk about that.
No,
poll.
I meant to. Well, I tried to.
No, I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
Why aren't you talking about your own poll? Why are you showing a CNN poll, which is very good, but not as good as the one you put up yesterday?
Well, I should have mentioned our NBC poll by name, but I did say at the outset that you were leading in every poll, and I meant.
But you put up the CNN poll, you didn't put up the NBC poll, and you're the ones that are paying for the NBC poll, so I don't get it, other than the NBC poll is a very good poll for Trump.
It's a good poll for Trump. By the way, the CNN poll's a good one for you, too, sir. You're leading in it by double digits.
But NBC was better.
All right, fair enough. We'll leave it there. Thank you for your time. We always appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Savannah.
Yeah, Donald's up 15 in that NBC Survey Monkey survey.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.